Let's start with the second part of your lab number 30, and we will start with placing the components. So I will be needing my PCs, my generic router, and I'm taking a prototype version, and also a generic prototype version switch, right? Okay, don't go for empty because it is lagging with some of the you know basic requirements, right? So I will be going for prototype, two set of routers, and this is my second one. And what else? I require a server, right? So let's make the connection. Okay, now I will start with, let's just type for ease कि आपके addresses क्या हैं. 10.0.0. let's say it's 200. I will be giving my gateway. Let's say for this side I'm choosing 0.1. like similarly इस side के लिए let's say I'm taking 200.10.0.2. for this side it is 200.10.0.1. similarly आप इस interface पे आएंगे, so your address will be, let's say 192.168.2.0.1, right? Okay, similarly आप इन systems को भी address दे दें, whatever address you want to choose for them. Let's say I'm giving it 192.168.0.100, and for this it's let's say okay. Okay, now I have to turn on the links. So I'm just going for direct steps, जिस तरह मैं अब तक करती आई हूँ. Now this is my CLI interface, this one, and IP address is 192.168.0.1, right? Similarly आपका mask हो गया and you're turning the link on. यहाँ पे आपका CL interface is this one, and I'm giving it the IP address of 200.10.0.1, right? इसका mask. Let's set the okay, ये आपका link on हो गया. Now I'm moving toward my other side, and let's go for your router and आपका interface FA00. let's give it the IP address of 10.0.0.1, right? इसका mask and turning it on. Similarly आपका ये last link जो रह गया है, which is on your serial port 2, right? इसका IP address है 200.10.0.2, right? Again setting the clock rate and turning it on, right? तो आपके सारे links on हो चुके हैं, but if you remember there were you have to specify the path of your routers, right? It's not self-intelligent, you make it intelligent, right? So I'm not going for static because we have studied RIP routing protocols and EIGRP, so I'm going for RIP because it's easy for me right now. So the network to this router is 192.168.0.1, adding it, and the next one is 200.10.0.0, right? It just picks the network if you remember, and if you have gone through RIP routing protocol, right? So let's move toward your next router, and I'm adding the 10.0.0. Go for 0, right, because it will be picking network. So again 200.10.0 dot again 0, right. So I've added the networks. Now it will ये आपका जो इंटरफेस है, आपने जस्ट इनको अब IP एड्रेसेस असाइन करने, एंड गो फॉर योर IP, एंड यहाँ पे आपकी IP है 10.0.0.200, right. इसका mask and its gateway is 10.0.0.1, right. So let's move toward it, and यहाँ पे आपका IP address होगा. I'm just giving IP address to one system, right. 192.2 save time, right. 1.168.0. Let's say it's 200, right. Its default gateway is 0.1, right. Okay, now पहली बात, I want to enable web browser on it, but before going into web browser I have to define a, let's say it's utlab.com. oh sorry, यहाँ पे आप IP address लेते हैं because I'm enabling the DNS server. I want to enable it, right. So यहाँ पे you will be mentioning कि आपके जो सर्वर है उसका एड्रेस क्या है, and it's this one, right. And plus I'm going in DNS and I'm adding, let's say it's utlab.com, and okay, it should be here, and its address is again 10.0.0.200. edit, right. So I'm activating my DNS service on this system, and web page is already enabled here. So actually I'm trying to, now it's a pre-designed web page, right, using HTML designing protocol. इसमें जो आपकी center and everything, they have provided some details. You can add your header, centers, and your body, and you can end your HTML code with this command. So let's just run their page because I've given my IP address to just the system. So I will be trying to communicate with 200, right. So this is the web page which is already pre-designed. I'm not going into the HTML detail, let's leave it for the last video. So now I want to hide it because आपका pre-design जो server था, I'm trying to hide it using NAT. So let's go for it. उसके लिए I will be actually going into the CLI window, and यहाँ पे जाके मैंने कुछ commands run करनी है because initially I am just hiding my ये जो आपका server है उसको मैं static NAT के through hide करूँगी, right. So let's go into configuration mode and type IPNet inside source, and it's 10.0.0.200, and you are hiding it with the address 200.10.0.2, right. Plus you are specifying your port, let's say it's int serial 2/0, and you are specifying it as your IPNet outside, right. Similarly आपकी जो दूसरी पोर्ट है F is 0/0, right. इसको आपने IPNet inside सेट करना है. फाइन. So let's try again. I am trying to access my web browser using 10.0.0. What was it? 200. It won't be picking it up because I have swapped it, right? हमने swap कर दिया है, and the next IP address is 200.10.0.2, right? तो यहाँ पे sorry .0.2, right? तो ये आपका जो web page था, now it's being picked up at this IP address, right? So this is the kind of static NAT. Let's move toward your dynamic NAT. इसके लिए आपने क्या करना था, आपने लिस्ट जनरेट करनी थी और address is .0, right? .0 dot, because it's an entire network, so .0.0, and any network host with any specific address आपने, because we are hiding it all, so that is how we will be writing our command. So ipnat inside source list 1 interface is right, and again आपने specify करने हैं अपना in serial port 2/0 as your inside outside source, and your जो आपका next बनता है interface as your ipnat inside, right? Okay, because हमने इसको enable कर दिया है, and now this side is hiding behind your ipnat inside. So let's just check it out. Let's pick a packet from here till here. I'm moving towards simulation and I want to see the packet. Now my destination address is, so far it's this, right? So let's just capture and forward, and let's move it to your router. Let's see कि router इस packet के साथ क्या करता है. Now again my destination address has been swapped. ठीक है, यहाँ पे outer layer, inner layer के लिए what was the address and what's the address for my outer layer? It's swapped, right? आपका destination address change हो गया है. Sorry, आपका जो IP address है, which is the sender address, it is changed, but actually it was this one. Now it's changed, right? And your destination is, yes, आपके जो router का address है, that's the destination address. So this is how you are applying actually two sets of your NAT, right? अच्छा, when you're actually applying your HTML body, so you can add some effects in it. If you want to add a link, you can add it, right? आपकी body starts with it starts with HTML command, and you can add any paragraph in it. You can add any body details. If you want to add a specific link, there is a specific command for it. If you want to add an image, etc., right, there are specific commands. If you want to change the background colors, तो आपके specified codes होते हैं, आप उनको use करके आप change कर सकते हैं, right? So let's say if I want to, now this is my not from the web browser side. आप यहाँ से जाके, this is my actually layout of your page, right? यहाँ पे I can add any changes if I want to add, right? But I will be covering these changes in the next part of video, in which we will be dealing with your HTTP and also your email services, right? So those two will be covered in the next part. So Allah Hafiz.